Good morning. What is today? Saturday, May 18th, 2024. Or, as some people say, the 18th of May, 2000. Did I say 2004? It's 2024. Clearly. I mean, 2004 was a much simpler time, right? I'm trying to think. Definitely had internet, but I don't think Facebook was a thing. I started my website, my message board in 2004, which was, so it's going to be 20 years old this year. But there's no Facebook, no Twitter, there was no Instagram, there was, no social media. And honestly, I think the world was probably a better place for it at that time. All right. Well, today we're going to continue on with our journey of working on GeoSketch. Now, I was looking at this a little bit last night because I was planning to do this stream this morning. I'm going to put this over here. So I was planning to do the stream this morning. So last night I was looking at this and thinking, oh wait, what happened? Is the camera frozen? Looks like it's frozen over here. Let me try something here. It looks like, it definitely looks like it's frozen, doesn't it? On the thing here, on my OBS, it's frozen. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. Okay, now just moving it unfroze it. Anyway, as I was saying, I was looking at this project yesterday, last night, because I was planning to do this stream this morning, and so I was like, okay, well, I need to make sure this is in a good state. I need to make sure that that things are kind of working. And then I realized that, like, well, first of all, I haven't touched it since the last stream I did. It just, life happens, got busy with other things. And then I realized that when I checked it in at the end of the last stream, and I do this sometimes, I checked in code that wasn't really functioning. It was because I was in the middle of something, but I didn't want to lose what I was doing, and I wanted to possibly work on it on a different computer. So I would just check it in the source code so I could go to the other computer, pull it down, and then there it is. Captain Fandom Nerd says, good morning. Good morning, Captain Fandom Nerd. My pal, better pal than that loser Joe who never joins me anymore. But thank you, Captain Fandom Nerd, for being here. But anyway, so when I'm looking at this last night, I'm like, why isn't this working? What is going on? And I realized, oh, I did like one of these. And I'll usually say in the comment, I'll usually say something like broken check-in or something like that. How do I look at the history? There has to be a way to look at the history of Git. Let me see. I would be very surprised if, view all commits. So, yeah, bad check-in. I didn't even spell check-in right. And then you can see here, even so last night, I was checking this in so I was going through and I was looking at stuff and I was like trying to fix it and getting back into a usable state. And you can see here from last night where I said trying to get this to work for streaming tomorrow. So I had to actually make some changes to it. But let's kind of like reevaluate where we are with it. Let me see something I want to try. Okay, whoops. I want a little bit of music in the background. So that's what I was doing. So here's the game. Here's where we are. We put the debug screen over here. Let me click this. And so we spent some time, I guess 2 weeks ago, we spent some time on that screen. That's working. And now, you can draw, push the space bar, and it iterates through the countries, and then at the end, that's it. And then I remember last week, the last time I streamed, which was last week, I think, last Sunday, I was trying to get it so that at this point it wouldn't draw, because you can see you can still draw here. But then this led down this whole thing of like it just led to insanity, because I wanted to do something with the vectors, and I couldn't even remember why I wanted to cast the vectors, because I had a yeah, it was something with this, so I could do some I don't remember exactly. I still think that the vector function might be a good learning experience, just for writing the generic vector casting operator, being able to cast from one vector to another. But I kind of want to I want to tackle bigger things. I want to tackle more visible things. And I think today what I want to do is, so again, we go through the game here. 1, 2, 3, go. And then we draw. I think, so what's going to happen when the game is done is when you're finished, it's going to say done. Maybe it won't say done, but at this point, you're going to get another screen with like an overlay, right? That shows the results of what, shows how quickly you drew and basically your score for that game. So I think what we'll work on is we're going to work on that transition, is being able to go from at the end of the game, being able to go 3, 2, 1, go, and then go here, and then at this point we get a screen that shows all your scores. So the score tabulation right now is just going to be maybe how many bricks you drew in and how long it took you to draw them. That's all it's going to be right now. It's going to be a very, very easy, basic game. Let me check my message here. Oh, look at this. Wow. Yeah. But my buddy's talking. My buddy and I, we were talking last night about long haul trips, because I'm going on a 15-hour flight. Which in terms of flights is is definitely one of the longer ends. But I think the longest flights now are about 16 hours. So I'm about an hour and 15 minutes short of being on one of the longer hauls in the world, but it is what it is. Okay. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. What's going on? Here we go. Wait a minute. Do I want to do this? No. I'm good. All right. So let's go over here. Here we go. Okay. So let's get started on the transition screen. So right now, I don't even know if it is transitioning, right? That is a good question. So we had the game controller, and then the game controller, what happens is the game controller has a next game controller, and that's how you iterate through states of the game. So it starts at when you start a game in the timed mode, it starts with the start game controller, and then where did that go? Game start controller. Here it is. Game start controller. It starts with this one, and then it goes to the timed game controller, and then it goes, and then at that point it should go to the timed. Oh, that's right. So we had a timed. Where did it go? We had a game controller for the end of the game, so timed game over controller, and that's where it should go. Now I'm pretty sure it's already set up to do that. Let's check. So the timed game controller, okay, so let's see. Let's check our configuration here in our little game controller factory function. And so you can see here, timed game controller. Oh, no, timed game over controller. It's right there. So it should actually iterate to it, but what might happen is I'm not sure if the timed game over controller does anything right now. And if I had to guess, it doesn't. Let me see. It might literally just go to, well, no. Let's see if it ever gets in here. I want to see, well, first of all, since we're going to populate this, I think we can use some nifty tools from Visual Studio to move the definitions into the CPP file, which is nice. Let's see. So I'm so distracted. I'm like just thinking about other things right now. Okay. I wanted to do the refactoring. The refactoring move, and because I want to move all of the little functions, I want to move all of them into the CPP file because they're going to eventually do stuff. That's what we're working on today. Refactoring, move, there we go. Okay. Let's make sure that compiles. It should compile. It shouldn't be any big deal. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I want to see that we're ever getting into these functions. I want to see that the timed game over controller is it ever taking control? Is the controller ever controlling? We could do that with log messages. Uh-oh, what's this? So this is saying unresolved external simultaneous. Oh, am I not linking? Oh, I wait a minute. Let's see if that's weird. Timed game mode. Oh, it's because it's inline. Why does Visual Studio put it inline? That's weird. I don't understand. Did it put it? It didn't put it inline there. That should take care of it. I think. I hope. Let's see. So for whatever reason, okay, that worked. Okay, so for whatever reason, Visual Studio wants to when you move a function definition to the CPP file, it wants to make it inline for whatever reason. I don't understand why that is. That confuses me a little bit. Anyway, so like I was saying, I want to make sure that we're getting into the timed game over controller. Let's just do that with breakpoints right now. So what I'm looking for is I want to go through the motions of the game, and I want to see a breakpoint get hit. So we'll go to new game, we'll go to time mode, and then we'll just, 3, 2, 1, go. And then we'll play the game. And then Mexico is the last one. Done. Okay, so it never happens. It never actually gets there. So why is that? I think I already know why. I think it's probably because time game controller is never returning. It's never telling the game to, hey, this I'm done. Go to the next controller. Let me close the split screen for. Well, actually, let's not close the split screen. Let's just make the other one really small right now. All right, and that would probably be done up here. So this is where I'm hitting the space. Yeah, see, so right here, what's happening is that's kind of when the game ends. I'm just saying done like an idiot. Hi, done. So first thing we want to do is we want to put timer as the first instruction. Whoa, that's loud. Let's turn that down. And that song is kind of awful. Let's go to another song. That's an awful song too. Okay, this seems a little bit better. We'll stick with that. Let me know if it's too loud. If the music's too loud, I'm not. I like having it in the background. Yes. Okay, so we're going to stop the timer first. That's going to be the first thing we do. But then after that, what we're going to have. Ooh, this is interesting because. It's interesting because I believe like all the scores are stored in an object that's inside of the timed game controller, but they have to be handed to timed game controller. They have to be given to the timed game over controller. So the object that is storing all of the like how long it took you to draw and what you drew, I think that's being. Oh, the country database definitely is. Yep, scores. So this tiled scores structure, which as you can see, it tells you the region, the score, and the elapse. It is currently owned by. It's currently owned by the timed game controller. So then the question becomes, well, how do you? What is the best way to share that object? Because they both need it. Because the timed game controller is going to populate it, and then the timed game over controller is going to print it out. So they both need it. So it's like one is the writer, one is the reader. So you could have it so that one class hands it over to the other class, but I'm not entirely. Well, let's think about this. So scores in general, every game mode is going to have some type of score, right? If we go back to, where's the factory function? Time game controller, is it game controller CPP? Yeah. So if we look at this code right here shows you every game mode that we're going to have. We're going to have the countdown where the time counts down. We're going to have the count up. So the countdown is going to be, can you draw, how many countries can you draw in 3 minutes? Right, and then also grade the quality of them. The timed mode is going to be. Why do I always get this confused? Is like draw 5 countries. How long will it take you to draw 5 countries? That's it. So first one is how many countries can you draw? in 5 minutes. The second one is how long does it take you to draw 5 countries? And then the last one is just, there's no mode. But so would there be a score? No, there doesn't need to be a score. Okay. And then, of course, we might add other modes as we go along. So we need to think, okay, well, maybe what we need is like a generic score class. And then each game mode would have a more concrete type for scores. And I'm not too concerned about like runtime polymorphism versus compile time. You kind of want to tend to do compile time. If you're very concerned about performance, you want to try and do as much a compile time as you can. So in that case, you kind of want to try to lean towards compile time polymorphism. But I'm thinking in this case, since the score object will only be created when the game is starting, so it's just once, I think it's okay to just kind of be a little lazy and lean towards runtime polymorphism. So what I'm saying is each game controller class, they can take I'm kind of trying to think that over while I'm talking. They can take a scored object. I think that makes sense. So if we go to game, okay, so this is game controller. Let me go to the header file. Let's look here. So I have this game controller config. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of having another class, or it could be a struct. Game score. And this is mostly just going to be empty right now. I suppose we could do, no, I was going to say we could do something like any or anything. I don't want to use any. So we just have an empty struct, game score. Let me think. If we do game score, God, no, this is tricky. But then, oh wait, I have a game results class here, which is game, like, is this used anywhere? Did I do anything with that? Or did I just put that there anticipating this problem? It's not used. Okay. And you can see, so game score and game results are pretty much the same thing. And you can see that I got equally as far. I'm going to maybe just, wait a minute. I'm going to find something else to listen to. I want to find royalty-free minimal techno music to listen to. Let's go back to this. Nope, that's my channel. All right, maybe we'll just be silent. We'll just enjoy the silence together. Just, you know, us together programming in silence. Joe says Kapla, and then Captain Fan Nerd says hello to Joe. Oh, I'm sorry, Bird O' Prey. All right, so as I was saying, so I actually like the name Game Results a little bit better. So, and then I even, wait, Game Results Collector. So it looks like I started something and just probably just abandoned it. I'm not, okay. I still can't decide whether each game controller needs to have a concept of a game score, or if I should just use it when needed. So for example, well, okay, here's one thing to consider. When I am here, oh wait, no. Oh wait, yes. Okay, when I am here, the game controller, this timed game controller knows it's next, right? It has a pointer to next, doesn't it? Yes, next controller. Oh, but it's private, and I probably did that on purpose. But can I get it? Next controller. Oh, but it's const. So if we do this, here's what I'm thinking. Okay. Function definition not found. Okay, so the function definition is not found because I changed it to the const. That's easy enough. So let's go over here and look up next controller with a paren. Oh, Lord. Okay, get rid of the const. I'm thinking... Bendas High Boss says, where are you from? I am from the United States. And Birdo Prey says, WTF. I don't know why he's WTFing. I don't know what there is. Are you WTFing because I'm a genius? Or what is it? You know what, Joe? I'm going to play music again just to irritate you. No, I'm not. I'm not. All right. So what I'm thinking is, with this next controller here... Wait, let me think about this. In here, we can actually access it, right? We should be able to do... Whoop, whoa, where did I go? What happened? What happened? I hate it when I do that. What happened? What happened? Where's... Just go back. Just go back. What did I change? Oh, okay. So what I'm thinking is... I hate this keyboard. I dislike this keyboard. We could do game over. We're just going to do game over controller. The GOC, what it's going to equal. Oh, look, see, AI completes it for me. No. I don't want to make shared version of it AI. I want to use this get next controller. But watch, if I say, wait, here, I'm going to tell AI what I want to do. Get next controller cast to a timed game over controller. This is what I'm thinking. Let's see if AI does it. No, it doesn't. Okay, my bad. All right. So what we're going to do is we'll just do game over controller equals this. Oh my God, this keyboard. Okay. This next controller but I need to... What is this? What is the cast operator for smart pointers? There is one. Let me look it up. Where is... There's like a C++ smart pointer casting. There's like a built-in there's a couple of built-in library functions, which I do not remember the name of offhand, but they allow you to basically do like smart pointer, because in order to do this, I think I would have to get the raw pointer, cast it, and then I would be operating with a raw pointer. I would rather have a type correct smart pointer. Casting shared pointers in C++. Wait. Is this it? Yeah, no. He's just doing dynamic class, and he's telling you to do. Oh, here, wait. STD static pointer cast. Okay, that's what I want. I think. Constructs temporary shared. Yes. So, great. I pointer to base. Derived class. Okay, so what I want is, let's see, we'll go back to this. It is std static pointer cast game over controller. Okay, this is close, but it's tiled game over controller. Tiled game over controller. Right? Is that the name of it? That has to be the name of it. So what I'm going to do is when we end the game, and this avoids having to put add a member to every single game controller class. So what we can do is when this controller is ready to hand off the control to the game over controller, we can just set the scores in, and then we have to do this. Look, AI knows what I want to do right there. Now I have to add that function. And I still need to return from this controller. I need to return that, like, hey, I want to switch controllers. And there's an example of that. Where's there an example of that? There's an example of that in the game start controller, which is over here, squished. And then we do that. I think all we have to do is this right here. Right? Because all we have to do is... Can you do this in C? You can't do this in C++, can you? Wait, what? How would it be? Like type equals... Something like that. Yeah, like AI knows. AI knows. But I don't think you can do that in C++. I think that's a C thing. That's like a C thing. But wait, does C++ 20 have named parameters? C++. Wait, let's look at that up. This is what happens when I work. I just get distracted. Okay, C++ named parameters. I think it named parameters in C++ 20. I think this is the actual website I was thinking of. Oh, it's C++, but let's see. A programming language supports named parameters when one calls blah, 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 blah. Just tell me yes or no. This is how it's used. Does that actually work? It compiles, and this is... That's GCC, that's trunk. Wow. Okay, wait a minute. Now see, I'm on a complete tangent now. I'm on an absolute tangent. And I promise you I am going to forget what I was doing. Okay, so this is type and data. So why isn't that working? Do I have to use... Do I have to use an initializer list? Let's see if that's the thing. That's cool. That might work. Let me see. Change game state. Ah, cool. It does work. Okay. I like it. But honestly, I could just do... Oh, but you know what? Wait a minute. I think I could do this anyway without the dot type, but it's okay. So the reason I can do this, I think I can do this. Yeah, see, it's not going to complain about that. Let me come up here. Let's just see if this compiles. This, I think, will compile. I guess where this would be useful. So the reason this is going to compile is because it's saying, okay, the first argument he's putting into the constructor, that must be the type. He wants it to be the type. But let's say that I want it to just put in data, and I didn't want to put in a type. And I still wanted to use this. So could I use .data? And that's where named parameters come in, right? Where like if I didn't want to specify a type and I just wanted to use the default one, but I did want to specify some data. So I'm just curious. This should work. Does that compile? Let's see. I believe this is configured for C++ 20. That worked. So that's good to know, right? Like I said, so this would allow you to not have to write a constructor, right? Because before named parameters, you would have to write a constructor, or you would have to needlessly pass in the type argument, right? But I can completely, like, if I want to use this value for the object I'm constructing, then I can just skip defining it altogether, because I don't have to define it because it's already going to be defined the way I want it, and all I have to specify is data. So I can do that with a named parameter. That's pretty cool. But it looks like it only works with initializer lists. Like, will this work? Yeah, that's going to be a syntax error. That's not going to let me do it with parens, which makes sense. Okay, anyway. All right, distraction over. Let's get back to the game. So I think I can do this. I'm going to go ahead and use a name parameter because that's cool. I and then the set scores for the timed game over controller. So the reason you have a red squiggle here is because we haven't added the method set scores yet. So if we go over to the time controller header, I think. Oh wait, no, that's let's put this here. All right. So if we go over to the time controller header, what we should do is we should add a game scores object, which is going to be the same thing. It's just going to be tiled scores. And then why is it telling? Oh, wait, tiled scores, is that? No, it should be fine. All right, that is fine. Okay, cool. And then we'll need to add a setter, right? So we'll just go ahead and set scores. And this is going to do a copy of that object, but that's okay because it gets called once in between controllers. It's not getting called during playtime. So I'm not too concerned about doing an object copy at that point. So we'll just let it, and I think everything should copy just fine. At some point, we might have to worry about a copy constructor here for this region object, because what's going to happen down here is this is going to call the copy constructor for tiled score, and then tiled score is going to call the copy constructor for each member. And region might have some. Right now, region is just a string, but I encapsulated it into a class because I'm anticipating future enhancements to this class. So anyway, we might have to think about that later. But for now, it should work, and we should be able to compile. Let's see. And I think that this, although I'm not crazy about this pointer cast, I think it's fine in this case, because we're not using it over and over and over and over. Like if you're in a situation where you have to use a cast over and over and over and over, and like you might want to think like, well, is there something, maybe I should store a pointer to the type itself. Maybe I should, I don't know. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you kind of, I would think about it. But I'm not too concerned with this particular one, because it's only, like I said, it's only getting called when control of the game is handed from one controller to another. So we get the scores here, and then we get the scores here. Okay, perfect. So now what we can do is, what I'm thinking is timed game over controller. There is a start controller function, I believe, that I can override. Start controller. Okay. So right here. And I'm going to go ahead and, assume that I'm probably going to eventually want the end controller function as well. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and put overrides for both of these here. And then we will move, create declaration definition. Okay, perfect. As long as it's not inline, thank you. And create, okay. Perfect, okay. So when we get to this start controller point, we should have the scores object at this point. So what I'm going to do, this is just, it's funny because does this have a logger? It should have a logger. Okay, that's fine. So I was just using like std out, and it's funny because I see questions on Reddit a lot, like, do professional programmers actually use logging messages for debugging? And like the answers are always like, hell yeah, we do. Like, of course we do. Like, I guess people like start out programming and like they think that like professional programmers use a lot of fancy debugging tools, and sometimes you do. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with the occasional like print something to the console to test your codes working. All right, so what we're going to do, and that's what we're doing here. We are hoping, but I also set a breakpoint, so we should see a breakpoint too. And what I'm going to do is when we hit that breakpoint, I'm simply just going to inspect the scores object to make sure it's unpopulated. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, well that didn't work. So it looks like the controller is never taking over. It's as though control is never being handed over. So let's see. Let's go back up here. Okay, well wait. Oh! All right, maybe that was the problem. Although I don't think it was because I was just doing the define right below it. But let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Let's inspect. All right, I'm sorry. Let's put a breakpoint to make sure we're actually stopping there, and that result actually looks like reasonable. I was going to say we could also put the scores into the poll result. No, I'm not going to do that. That there's no point in that. All right. I mean, maybe. No. Okay. Let's see. Go here. Go here. Go here. Aha. Okay. So we hit that. Oh wait. Check the debug. Because the screen might be the same. No. 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 What's happening? All right, we're gonna have to do some tracing. Okay, so where's the game? We're gonna have to trace through, which should be easy enough. I hope. This is a little annoying that you got to start the game over and you got to go through each one. Okay, so poll result change game state. Is that the same as the game start controller? Change game state, yes. Let me look at result. Make sure result makes sense. Locals. Why is result not in here? Why can I not see result? Okay, can I see it if I hover? Can I see it? All right, let's just see what happens. All right, so we're going to... No. What is it? Is it F9 to continue? What is F9? Debug. Continue. F5. No, but I want to step. How do you step? I thought F7... No, F7's rebuild. What's step? Is step F10? Yes, F10. It's F10. All right, so we're returning. We exit out. Okay, so if the action type not equal to none, so now let's see the game screen. And then we want to step into this. Oh, wait, well, what? Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Oh, wait a minute. It's ending the round. We've ended the round. But where's this coming from? Where's the stack? Where's my call stack? Wait a minute. I am getting confused here. Okay, let me see. And then... All right. Oh, am I in some weird loop? I'm in some weird loop. I think. Let me look at this again. All right. My memory is not what it used to be. I'm just going to put that out there. It's just not. So let me see. So the game screen is responsible for going from controller to controller. Right? So the game screen, at least I think it is. Yeah. Well, no, wait a minute. Controller, poll. But that shouldn't matter. How does game start work, though? Let's see. Change game state. If we have... countdown equals 0, and then this is oh, this is an update. Oh. Whereas this is in poll. I bet that is what's causing the issue. So, what we can do. Aha. I think I was getting into a weird loop. I'm not exactly sure why, but it looks like it was because poll was coming back on itself somehow, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I am fairly sure that I can fix this simply by doing this and coming up here. Date timer. Yep. See, AI knows what I want to do. It kind of knows what I want to do. If not timer on. So if we've stopped the timer, then the controller should let go, right? The controller should hand off control to the next controller, and that's what we're going to do here. So if the timer is off, I want to make sure we don't get into this prematurely, though. I think timer is set on when in the constructor. And see, this is where programming starts to get messy. Well, I mean, it's gotten messy long before this. Oh, yeah. See, look at this. No. There's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. Timer on is constructed as false. And I'm saying, hell, I hate it. Timer on. So I think I don't want to add another Boolean, but I might have to. I bet this isn't going to work. It's going to I think it's probably just going to go straight to the end controller. Let's see. 3, 2, 1, go. Boop. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, after the first country, it's ending the round. And that's because, no. Oh, because we turned the timer on and off per round. Okay. So I do need another, I don't know about round on. I need a, let's see, what do I want? Let's just do finished. And then delete all references to STD. Delete all references to STD. No. It's really great when you, because that's what you call, or at least, some people call the standard library, the C++, and I guess Rust also has a standard library, and Zig I know does too. But it's really great when you're at work and you want to look for something and you're just, because there's an actual, so there are different containers in this standard library. There's vector, there's array, there's map, there's several of them, but there's one called list. And so when you want to Google STD list, you don't get the results that you think you're going to get. Okay. So this should work. So all I did was just add a Boolean that says if we're finished, if the controller is finished, it's obviously it's false. And then at the end of the round. So let me do this. This should work. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. I don't delete all references to STD list. No. Okay. If you can think of a better way to abbreviate standard, the word standard, then let me know. STND, STDR, SDR. Okay. Okay. We'll go here. Go. What? Oh, okay. Wait, if not finished. If finished. That's what I want. If finished. Okay. It reminds me of that, trying to think of an abbreviation for standard. It reminds me of that Norm Macdonald joke where, you know what? I'm not even going to do it. I don't want to butcher the comedy of one of the greatest comedic geniuses to ever walk the face of the earth, Norm Macdonald. I thought, he died too soon, but he was a hilarious man. So when I was like 13, no, I was like 12, 11. I was young. I was young, and you know, I was kind of feral, as a lot of Gen Xers were back then. Your parents just kind of like set you up, like just set you off into the world, go, or like, plus, you know, latchkey kids. So I saw a lot of things I probably like way too soon and I shouldn't have seen. But I do remember we had HBO, and I remember there was Rodney Dangerfield's stand-up comedy specials or something like that. He would have all these young comics on. And like I saw Jerry Seinfeld do stand-up comedy before he was Jerry Seinfeld. I mean, he was Jerry Seinfeld, but before he was, you know, how we all know him. But in one of those Rodney Dangerfield stand-ups, I saw Norm Macdonald do a set, and it was hilarious. And and it was at that age, I I was literally like 10 or 11. I became not obsessed, but I was like a huge fan of Norm Macdonald. And so when he was on SNL, I always watched him on SNL when he was on Saturday Night Live. Okay, so here we are. We are doing what we want to do. This is good. This is good. Is GOC not null? That's good. And then GOC, let's check out GOC, the scores, scores, the pointer to the scores, and that looks all that. You see, look at this. You have your score down here, score 0, elapsed time, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then we are exiting. We'll go there. Okay, so now we're in the time game over controller, and I want to inspect this to make sure the scores look reasonable, and they do. All right. Good. Okay, so we have successfully gotten the information from one controller to another, and that only took 45 minutes. So now what we want to do we want to display them. But now I'm thinking like, lordy. Because I'm wondering, did I add a GUI element to the game controllers? And I think I did. Because I think I was complaining the last time, I think I was complaining about how like the game controller class was becoming more like the game screen class. Yeah, game controller, and then I did add a GUI element. And that makes sense, yeah, because the start game controller is when it shows the 1, 2, 3, go, that is using TGUI. So I think what we'll do is we will use TGUI in the game over controller. And we will start. So we can take a lesson from this. So we can take a lesson from the game start controller, and we can kind of look at how it's creating its elements. And so the thing here is like I'm concentrating more on functionality and less on UI and like how pretty it looks, because the goal is to come back one day and make it look pretty. Right now, I just wanted to display the information. Okay. So the game start controller also makes the whole game screen invisible. I remember we did that. How does it do that? I don't recall. I think I just created screen set visible. So I think what we could do is when the game timed over controller gets control, we can set the game. We'll set the screen invisible. Right? And now we're going to have to draw the elements. Or, I have an idea. I think we should do it in the constructor. Did I put the constructor? The constructor's not here. Could not be done for the following reason. Unknown error. Okay, I want to move the constructor over into the CPP file, but it's not letting me do it. It's not letting me do it with the tools, so I got to do it manually. That's easy enough. I can put it here. Oh. And then we can just do this. Right there. I should have. That is bad programming. I did not have my virtual destructor there. Somebody should have called me out on that. Any C++ programmer. Now I need to see if this one does too. Yeah, this one does. Okay, good. I would have had a memory leak there. All right. Does anybody know why? If I didn't have this destructor defined on timed game controller, why would I have had a memory leak? Actually, I'm not. Yeah, no, I would have, because these are. Yeah. No, I would have, because the game controller creates. Yeah, so because in the factory function, I'm just creating game controller classes. So yeah, I would have had a memory leak. Who knows why? Somebody tell me why. Tell me why I would have had a memory leak. Okay. While we're waiting for that, what we'll do is we will simply go through the scores. We will tally up the number of milliseconds, and I bet AI will do this for me. Milliseconds. Oh, wait. I can't do it in the constructor because I don't get the scores until start controller. So I can do it here. Total milliseconds. Can we get fancy? I mean, that's not what I meant by fancy. This isn't fancy. I wanted to like do something fancy. Like you can do, there's a standard library there's a standard library function to sum everything up. I actually think it's called sum. So wait a minute. So I could do total sum, total milliseconds, total milli equals, is it std sum or is it accumulate? No, now I want to know. Now I want to know what it is. I was reading this thing last night about like this C++ programmer, and he was saying, I should never see a raw loop again in my life in C++ code. I was like, okay. I mean, I can kind of see his point, but how do you spell accumulate? Accumulate? Is that right? Accumulate. All right, yeah, this does exactly what I thought it would do. Okay. Return, move to string. Okay. So accumulate, what a weird word. Okay, accumulate, and then look, AI kind of took care of it for me. Let's see what AI did. You gotta correct AI. Does it take 2 arguments? Wait, why is this? This is what's confusing me. Let's put this down here so we can look at it. Ah, yes. It takes the accumulation that you have so far. And then if I look at do we have any lambda examples? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, we don't have a lambda example, but we have this. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay. Accumulate. I guess I need to include the library. What library is this in? It's in numeric. God damn it, this keyboard. Numeric. All right. Did I spell numeric right? No. Numeric. Okay. And then we come back down to where we are. That should be fine. Where were we? Okay. And then we could do something similar with auto total score equals std accumulate. So this is okay. So this is I don't remember what the goddamn scores were. Let me see. If we look over here, we had score and we had elapsed. So we have a elapsed count here, and then we have the score number here. This looks good. So we can get rid of this. So, things like this, I'm not saying this specifically, but things like this is why that programmer, he was saying, I should never have to see a goddamn raw loop in my life. never again, never again, because you have all these functions. I mean, you kind of do. Like, there's really no loop that you can't do with a standard library helper function. Now, I don't have any personal experience timing them or optimizing them. Like, I don't know how fast they are or how good they are. So I would hope that they were good, because I would hope that their performance test, right? Surely the C++ standard library developers are smart people. So surely they do some type of performance testing on their code. I would hope. All right. Anyway, let's what we can do is we can put up some elements. We can define some elements on the screen. Let's see if AI does anything for us. Anything? Name star controller over here. AI, are you going to help us out at all? Auto. Oh, thank you. No. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Game over. Thank you. Set text size. Okay, it's setting the text. Get render. Set the color. What about the position? Okay, it's going to center it for me. Okay, what else? Set the position. Yeah. It's going to add it. Great. Score label. Okay. Look, this is AI doing all of this. Let's see. I don't know about that, but we'll go with it. We'll see how the text size is. We'll get the renderer. Hopefully the location is good. Set it. And then, add it. Yes, add it to the GUI. Thank you, AI. And I don't want a restart button. I want a score label. I want a time label. Okay, let's see if set widget name time label. Okay, time. Okay, it's getting it. It's getting it. Now, I don't know offhand what the positioning of this stuff is. I'm assuming it's centering everything and then just putting one element after another. Because if I look at the Y location, yeah, like the Y location is like the same as the one above it, plus 20, things like that. So I'm going to assume it's stacking them. Let's just take a look really quick. And so this is where like AI is like extremely like amazing. You saw me. I just tabbed all of that code, and of course I'm getting I'm getting an error on my code. Okay, it doesn't like something in the accumulate. What went wrong? Oh, silly compiler. It doesn't like something 64 to int. What is is this what is count? Count is that's a long, and then this is being sent back as a, what's accumulate returning? Ah, I see. So Windows is complaining because these elapsed times, they are stored in they're stored in a int 64, which means that the number can take up 64 bits of space. But it looks like std accumulate by default returns an int, which only takes up 32 bits of space. That's what I'm getting out of this, at least. So the way to fix that is, I mean, you could just simply you just cast it. Oh, this isn't going to work though. I think I need an int. Let's try that. But what is the accumulate? And how is the accumulate? Is it oh, is the accumulate? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, well I bet the okay. So the accumulates type is determined by this. So I could actually do this, and then I could do this, and that should work. So I'm assuming that this ACC variable, that its type, because it has auto declaration, but I'm assuming that its type is deduced from this number, which is the initial number of ACC. And then so I put that U there, and that says, okay, this is an unsigned int, which is a size of 32. And then but count here returns, like I said, it returns a 64-bit integer, so I have to cast it to a 32-bit integer, and that seems to work. Okay, let's see. We're not displaying the scores yet. We're just calculating them. All right. New game. Time mode. 3, 2, 1, go. And we draw. Nice. I think I know what I forgot to do, though. I think I just simply forgot to do this. Okay, yeah. And then we're eventually going to need like a, a restart button would be good. I mean, because you saw how the AI wanted to add a restart button or main menu. So 2 buttons at the bottom and just say restart and main menu. All right, here we go. Three, 2, 1, go. All right, draw, and we're drawing, and we're drawing, and we're drawing. Not bad. And remember, we're not populating this score in time, right? We're not dealing with that right now. This isn't bad. I mean, so put game over like in the center, not just vertically, but horizontal. I mean, not just horizontally, but vertically as well. But yeah, I mean, we'll go with that. I kind of want to move game over up a little bit, but whatever. We will deal with the UI as kind of a whole another day. So what we can do now is we can just display these, right? We can just total milliseconds. Yeah, I mean, it's going to know what I want. Total seconds, total minutes. No, I want auto. No. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Total minutes. Do we want total hours? Wait, but okay, wait. Okay, so this is milliseconds. This is seconds, and this is minutes. Okay, we got that. Cool. Is this right? Total seconds? What about total? How did we do it? Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm just trying to remember how we displayed the counter, like the counter. Like, okay, where is the math for that? Because all we have is a total number of milliseconds. Then we have to break it into minutes and seconds and milliseconds. So I'm just trying to find out where the math is for that. Here it is. It's right here. And this is actually very similar to what we want. Right? Because let me see. We have the number here. Total milliseconds. I think this makes more sense. So we'll want this, we'll want this, we'll want this. And then here, what we can do is we can say, oh, wait a minute. What did I screw up? I think I just screwed up this. But what we can do is we can get the... I'm surprised AI doesn't know what I want to do. We can get the time label, right? I'm going to tell AI. I'm going to say set text on time label. Now let's see what AI does. Oh, come on, AI. Time label. Okay, now come on. I think this is right. Okay. Thank you, AI. And now what we can do is and now AI might be smart enough to realize I want to do the same with score. Let's see. Yep. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, AI. All right, come on. Come on, time game controller. Let's go. All right. We're compiling. We're going through. New game. Timed mode. Start game. 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm drawing intense. I'm drawing Bolivia. Now I'm drawing the USA. Oh, this is going to trigger Joe. Does that look like the USA? And then Canada. Oh, man. And then Mexico. Game over. Boom. Look at that. Genius. Joe says STD equals Star Trek Discovery. Worse than Voyager. First of all, they're all worse than Voyager because Voyager is the best Star Trek that there was. Like Captain Janeway and her what the hell, her commander, or the second guy in charge, Shiitake, whatever his name was, and then they had the holographic doctor, and oh no, what is the word I'm looking for? The second in command. It's not ensign. It's not private. No, what is the word I'm looking for? Actually, I'm looking for the word from Battlestar Galactica. It was Saltai. I gotta look this up now. But what is the word, Joe? It's Saltai was the blank in Battlestar Galactica. Saltai was let's just see. Saltai. What is the word I'm looking for? There is a specific word I'm looking for. XO. That's it. Executive officer. That's it. So anyway, so Voyager with the XO, which was his name. He was the guy, the Native American guy who had the tattoo on his face, and then I like that show. Voyager was awesome. Voyager was the best. People who disagree they're simply wrong. All right. And I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but I know enough to know that Discovery is the best. Okay, let's check this code in. Let's whatever. We're at 9 o'clock. We might call it a day from here. But let's make sure. Let's review our code really quick. Let's see. What the F kind of chants are you doing? What do you mean with chants? I'm singing. This all looks good because we moved a bunch of stuff into the CPP file, so that's what that is reflecting. This, where are the changes? I moved stuff. What? No, I'm really confused. Okay, there it is. I don't know why that didn't show up. It was not showing up any changes. That was weird. Anyway, we added the finish thing. We added this, and then we added the display, and then okay, so that's good. In game controller, what did we change in game controller? I don't even remember. Okay, we just kind of did some code cleanup in game controller, and then we allowed it so that we can get a non-const object. That's not the greatest thing because now you create these interdependencies and one object can change another. You should try to prefer const objects, but we're lazy. So we did it like this. And then this one, we removed the const. What did we do here? Did we change anything? I don't think we changed anything. It just looks like the diff is just showing something different. I don't know why. All right, so let's check this in. Game over screen Shows results. Okay. All right. Now let me see if there's anything else we can do within the next half hour, or maybe we'll call it a day. I mean, there's a lot to do. There's a ton to do. We still got to write the game. But it's looking good. It's looking good. Oh, I went at the button. But that's UI work. I don't feel like doing UI work right now. I mean, I just don't. Because that means I have to move everything up. But really, I should only have to move one thing up. So let me see. Because everything else is dependent on the position of that one thing. So everything is dependent on this game over label and its location. So its Y location is exactly in the middle of the screen. So if instead we did a third, that should shift everything up a little bit and give us room to put the buttons underneath, right? Right? And actually, I think that the restart button might be a little tricky. That might be a little tricky. Let's see. New game. Time mode. Start game. So I just want to see if everything has been moved up. Yes, it is no longer centered. It's kind of centered on score now, which is, I think that's fine. But now we definitely have room underneath for main menu or new game. But there's no way to get out of this, so let's just implement an escape. That's what we'll do. We'll just make it so you can escape out of that, and then we'll call it a day. But wait a minute. Oh, how are we going to do that? Oh, I know how we're going to do it. Because what we do something like it up here. Because you can hit the number 7. Wait, where is that though? Oh. Wait, what? No. It's probably in the game screen class. Okay, let me look at game screen. This is going to be a problem. Maybe it won't be. But this tells me I should already be able to escape. Let me see. So when the game's over, I think I can hit the number 7 and go back. Let me see. Yeah. That's counterintuitive. But what we can do though, I'm not 100% sure this is going to work, but let's give it a shot really quick. So we do the poll. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of do something similar. So let's see. We're just taking this, we're basically copying the code for the number 7, but we're putting it into the game controller. We're making it so escape. Got to close everything up. And then I got to fix this spacing because I hate the way that Microsoft Visual Studio does it. Gonna name our event. This should work. Because, okay, so this poll is going to return this, and then that's going to get picked up by this poll, which is going to return. Okay, that should work. That should work. Let's see if this works. I don't understand my comment here. Will controller handle the event? Oh, okay. I'll explain that in a second. If I remember, which I probably won't. Okay, let's see. New game. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're drawing, we're drawing, we're drawing, we're drawing. Game over. Okay, now I should be able to hit escape. Yes. Okay, good. All right, which means we do have a fair amount of control. But I can't hit escape here because escape is purposely to clear the screen, right? So I don't want escape to get you out to quit the game here, and it doesn't. Now we draw, we're drawing, we're drawing, we're drawing more, we're drawing, we keep drawing, we are still drawing, and boom, game over, score 94, and we spent 22 seconds. Okay, I think that's good. I think that is good. Let's check that in really quick, and we'll call it a day. I think we have accomplished a lot today. And what did we learn with our time together? What have we learned? We have learned what friendship is. Okay. And we also learned that time game controller escape quits out of timed game over controller. All right. Perfect. Well, thank you, kind viewer. What have we learned? We have learned about friendship and caring, and most of all, be kind to one another. I'll probably be back tomorrow, and it is a gloomy, rainy day here. It's a little chilly, and it's gloomy. The rain, when I started the stream, the rain was just kind of pouring down, which was lovely because I love the noise. So I don't know that I'm going to be going out or doing anything outside today. So I will probably just be staying in, which means I'll probably be on the computer, which means I'll probably be programming. And I will probably be working on this game. So we'll see where we're at tomorrow. Until then, have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And yeah, hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.